Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another memory plan with me in my Aura Estelle A5 wide cloud planner. These are caress press inserts, same ones I've been using all year. And today I'm going to be planning for the week of May 23rd. So this is the weekend leading into Memorial Day. We were at the beach this weekend. I'm really excited, and I am going to kick off my summer spreads with this sort of spring to summer transitional kit from Miss Meow, which is called Blooming City. I absolutely love this, and I am such a sucker for a Ferris wheel box. There is like a Ferris wheel fairly near the beach we go, so I just always get beachy vibes from it. This is not like a beach kit, but it definitely has some summer vibes going on, and I just think it's really cute. I love the florals in this, and I absolutely love the colors in this kit. So here are the full boxes. It's got like a little bit of rainbow ombre vibes going on. I will have to see what rainbow washies match with this. Here is your functional page with all of your layering items and boxes, etc. Your date covers, the doodle icon, super cute. I absolutely love these. 2 half boxes and headers, some other sidebar headers, then your sidebar stuff and your split bottom washi, including that absolutely gorgeous rainbow ombre right there. Then I do have the floral deco add-on from this kit. Super cute. And then this was actually available as a monthly kit as well. And I don't really typically use monthly kits, but I really loved the sidebar box from the monthly kit. So I just messaged Regina, and she actually just sent me this in my order. Super sweet. That is, Regina is the shop owner of Miss Meow, and I just really liked this sidebar box, and I'm gonna try and bring this in to the sidebar of my weekly spread just to have a little fun with it. Again, I'm such a sucker for a Ferris wheel box, and I think this is so pretty with the florals climbing on it, and I just really liked it. And you can like very much see the watercolor vibes of this a little bit better than you can in the little full box. So I just really love this, and I wanted to use it, so I am going to. So that will be in my sidebar. I'm gonna pull out these pages and go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna try something a little bit different in the voiceover today, and I'm gonna try and talk a little bit more about what I'm doing with the stickers. I'll still share all of the plans that I had and everything that was going on this week, but I am just going to try and talk a little bit more about the stickers. Starting with that sidebar box, I just cut a teensy bit off of the top since it was so long, and I wanted to be able to still fit the Monday through Sunday box because I do like to put my meals in the sidebar. Again, this is a total memory spread, and honestly, this was almost a month ago, but I just like to have that. I have it for just about every week. I think there's been a week here or there where I haven't done it, but I almost always put that in. And then that's really the only thing I need in the sidebar. Sometimes I do like a little currently section, or if there's like a really big event going on in the week, which this week there kind of was, but I didn't put it in the sidebar. Anyway, the week before this, in terms of those events, my brother's wife had a baby, and I got to meet my newest nephew for the first time this week. So that was the really big thing, but I did actually mark that on Tuesday, so I didn't put it in the sidebar. Anyway, I'm just finishing up with some decorations. Those flowers are the foiled flower is from Honey Inked, and that little sunburst at the top is from Sadie Stickers. I absolutely love that little sun release. And then that May script is from Paper Trail Plans, and that is just kind of how I did the sidebar. And I started with the sidebar this week, which is not how I usually do things, but you know, mixing things up since I had that large sticker, that's not something I usually work with. I think sometimes if you have something that you're trying out that's kind of new, sometimes it's good to start with that in case it's not working. You can like pivot away before you've done too much other stuff, all that good stuff. So then going again in a completely different order than usual, I'm going with some washi. And the reason is I wanted to use the full of the yellow floral washi, and then I wanted to use this new rainbow simply gilded washi, and that is a 15 millimeter washi, so I knew that it would come up a little bit above the bottom line of where typically the full box on the bottom would end. So I just wanted to see how much above the line it would be so that I could space the full boxes correctly. And typically when I'm starting a spread, I do put down the full boxes first, but we're just going with something completely different today. And again, speaking of more things that are completely different, I really liked the ombre on that other piece of washi and I wanted to use it. So I decided to use that instead of the date covers. And I am going to grab some foiled date names that I had that I think are also from Paper Trail Plans. It's the same script font as the May, but they're actually on white paper. And I used that to just kind of create this like date strips. Do you remember when date strips were a thing in planner stickers? Have you been here that long? Anyway, I totally do. And although I like date covers better typically, and it's like much more creative, sometimes it's really nice to just be able to lay one sticker down. So then I'm using these teeny tiny date squares. They're from the Giving Girl. They're really great small date numbers and they are in transparent matte. And then I just grabbed like 2 little florals to kind of cap the end piece. I had initially put the 29 down on the 23 down on the other side, but then switched it over. And then finally I'm doing the full box, and I was originally not going to use the other Ferris wheel box, but I just liked it so much and I decided to use it, and I just put it on the completely opposite end of the spread, and I think it looks really nice there. So I did really like it. I do end up having 2 extra full boxes from this week, and they're actually both on pink paper. So I only ended up using one of the pink full boxes, but that's totally fine. Just mixing things up. And then I'm also just kind of doing a slightly more staggered placement of the full boxes, kind of overlapping them a little bit, not lining them up with the lines that are on the inserts. These are the Caress Press inserts, and they do have the little dotted lines where the headers should start, but I haven't been using headers. The lines are super faint and they don't bother me. I don't usually white them out. I do try and cover them with a sticker when possible, but if I don't find that it's like a super big deal. I don't think it's really noticeable. I know that there are shops out there that have completely unlined inserts, but I prefer having the little dotted line. It just helps me line up my day, line up my stickers, and keep things organized. So I actually do prefer having the line. It's nice when you use it, but it's faint enough that it doesn't bother me when I don't use it. So then the first thing that I'm actually marking this week is errands, and it's really unusual for me to do errands on a Monday because we're coming out of the weekend, and also Monday is my busiest, most consistent work day. So I just must have had some stuff to do. I think it's usually picking up dry cleaning, and I actually think I needed gas this morning as well. So just a couple of quick errands. I used one of the 1/3 midi boxes to mark that down, and then peppered in some florals behind that. And then I actually wrote errands in, but then I really didn't like how it looked. And then when I tried to fix it, I made it worse. So I ended up whiting it out. The one thing that I absolutely love about the Miss Meow stickers, I don't know if this is true for other shops, but certain shops you can actually white out on some of their stickers. And honestly, the whiteout matches the inside of the sticker better than it does the planner paper. And Miss Meow is definitely that shop. You can use the Tombow mono correction tape on it and you literally cannot see that it's been white out. But then I grabbed a script because I don't really love writing on top of whiteout. So then I just grabbed this errand script, which is super, super old sidebar sticker from Rose Colored Days. It was actually the last one I had left on that sheet. And I am just putting that in. I actually don't have any more of those. And it's something that I've just been using up. I don't know if I'll buy it again, or I might get an errand script from somewhere else. I feel like that is a word that I use fairly often. So then the next thing that I'm marking is a Monday usual, and that's some admin. Honestly, speaking of scripts, I think I need some scripts that say like life admin. That would be a really great one to recommend to shops. I don't think I've ever seen stickers that say that, but it's something I mark in my planner a lot. It's basically a kind of catch-all category that I use to describe all of the random paperwork and different kids' school type things and just household organization, all that kind of stuff just falls into that category. I have been trying to let those things kind of pile up a little and then tackle a bunch of them at once rather than handle like every email, every like non-essential item that it comes through, if that makes sense. So I find that it takes a lot shorter if I sort of let that stuff build up in, a time-controlled manner and then just do it all at once. That includes like bill paying and different stuff like that as well. So I used one of the little half circles or the little circles and a doodle from White Deer Stationery for that. So then jumping down, I did mark work next because that is usually what I do on Monday. And the laptop icon there is from Crafts by Towie. I think almost all of the foil icons that are not the ones from the kit that I'm going to be using are from Crafts by Towie. There's a few that aren't. And then all of the non-foiled icons I used are from White Deer Stationery this week. And then after that, I am next. Oh, and that script is also from Paper Trail Plans. A lot of Paper Trail Plans scripts this week. The next thing that I marked was that I did a kettlebell workout. I'm just going to use a workout script, this one from Rose Colored Days. And then I put it on one of those like lace dividers. I use those as just regular boxes. I actually really like that size. That's that kind of like 1/8 little thing size. I always wish that kits had more of those things. And I actually really wish that shops would include that in their like functional items, like that white quarter box that I just stuck down is from the Pretty Pink Co. And I don't know if I've seen any of shops in a while do like 1/8 size ones, especially with that really thin box. I have some from Wild Summer Design that are super old, but they have a really thick border. So I would really love a 1/8, a little thing size box with like a very thin line. Anyway, I'm using that white box from Pretty Pink Co. to mark that we grilled that night and we had like a lot of outside time, and that grill is also from White Deer Stationery. And then the other thing that I marked today is that I baked some cookies. I was going to be going over to my brother's for the next day to watch his older kid and just help out since they had just gotten home from the hospital the weekend after having the baby. And so I wanted to bring them something. So I just baked them some cookie bars. And then I finished up a book this night. I finished reading Here's to Us, which is a sequel to like an older book that's called I don't remember what the original one is called. I really, really like the original one. I didn't love the sequel. I read it and I like enjoyed being back with the characters, but I just didn't love it. I actually really enjoyed the first one because it ends with like a breakup, and I feel like that's so rare in a YA book, and I just really appreciated it. And I'm I don't know. I have been like reading a lot less YA than I used to this year, and I don't know if is mid-30s finally the age where I outgrow YA. Maybe not. I don't know. These things go in cycles. But anyway, I did read that on Monday night, and I used one of the circles and a bunch of floral items for that. And I feel like I'm failing about talking about stickers, so I'm going to jump back to that. So on Tuesday, it was the big baby meeting day. Very exciting. I had my baby, who's 2.5, with me, and I brought her over to play with her cousin, and then I was going to watch the girls while my brother had to do like a work call. And then, so they were both home, but I was just helping out and, trying to give my sister-in-law, who just had the baby, a little bit of a break. And we actually had a really nice time together, all of us. And it was really fun. And it was great to like meet the baby. And my baby is like so into babies. So it was very, very cute. So I'm using this box, which is one of the squares, the blue one. And then I'm just layering that with a bunch of the florals because the florals from Monday were kind of bleeding over, and I just decided to go all in on it. I think it looks really pretty. I love how I did the florals this week. I used like a lot more of the florals than I typically do in the day by day. I think because I did such plain date covers, and I think it looks really fun, and it was a really fun way to mix it up. So then I kind of marked it 2 separate things for meeting the baby. I put one saying like I had taken my not baby with me to go over there and watch the kids, but then I also separately wanted to mark officially meeting my nephew. So super cute. And that onesie is actually from Artbox Stickers, who's not open anymore, and I just put a little sunburst from Sadie Stickers in there. Then the next thing that I'm marking is work. So we stayed there all morning, had lunch there, and then drove home, and then I put my kiddo down for a nap and did some work stuff, and then I ended up having to spend a good portion of the afternoon dealing with some tax drama. We have like this ongoing issue with our state taxes that we are trying to get resolved. Not the IRS, but the State Department of Revenue seems to have lost one of my quarterly payments. I work freelance, so I have to pay my taxes quarterly, and I can find it on their website, but they're like not counting it into what I've already paid, and I don't know why. Fortunately, we have an accountant to help us out with that, so we're working on it, but it is still drama unfolding. Hopefully it all works out. So I marked that, and that little dollars is actually from Harriet Wright Designs. So then the next thing that I marked was just doing some chores, and I originally put that on the pink box with the pink square, and then put the yellow box on the bottom, but then I decided I wanted to swap those 2 things. It was just like too much pink next to each other from what was on Monday. So I just went ahead and swapped them, and I'm going to move that laundry basket, which is from the kit, over in just a second. And then I marked just hanging out with my husband and watching TV that night, and I'm going to really, really decorate up that little square there, cut down a bunch of florals, florals, and then like the longer vine pieces that I'm using with the leaves, those are all from Honey Inked, and I brought them in throughout the week as well to kind of mix in with the florals from the kits. And I just think it looks really, really pretty. I don't know. I'm just really, really happy with how this spread turns out. It's so different. Even though it doesn't like look super different from the way that I usually plan, I feel so different. And the order of operations was so different than how I usually plan. So it was really fun. I've been having so much fun just mixing things up in my planner and just doing lots of different kinds of spreads, really like very experimental. And that's been a really great time. I'm super behind in my memory planner right now, like way more behind than usual because I got so busy with work, and some of these more intricate spreads do take quite a long time to get down. But also, this is like a super fun hobby for me. It's such a way to relax, and so when I do it, I want to be doing it like the most fun way possible, the most experimental, make it beautiful, not like rush through it. So I am trying not to put pressure on myself to catch up in my memory planner and just really take the time to like do the spreads in the way that I want them, since this is a hobby. You know, I'm up to date in my functional planner. That is the planner that I need and use every single day, and I wouldn't be behind in that because I don't back plan in there. I keep it current and do plan as I go in there, but like this is for fun and for relaxation and because I love it. So I'm just really trying not to put any pressure on myself. Anyway, on Wednesday, I grabbed another Pretty Pinko box. Whenever I plan with Miss Meow, even though I absolutely love her kits, she does not have a functional page add-on, and I need a lot of boxes because I do stuff a lot into my spreads. Everything I put in here, I end up usually having to pare things down for the day. There's like a lot of days where I have like 8 or 9 different things written down, and that's definitely not going to fit. So I kind of like cut and prioritize. I have a general list of things that I use to prioritize, but I do like these really full spreads. So anyway, I brought out those Pretty Pinko functionals to have some more quarter boxes. And then after I finished working for the day, I had a party planning session. We were hosting the class graduation get-together at our house for my big kid kindergartner for her kindergarten graduation, which we've already had, and it was amazing, and also just feels like such a big deal because she is switching schools, so it feels like really real. She's going to be going to public school next year. We had kept her in preschool for kindergarten, so it's just very exciting. And then I just had some relaxing time. This had been a kind of intense week, and I had like just gotten back from my work trip a week or two before this, so I just feel like I was still very much in catch-up mode and all of that stuff. And then I just did some office work stuff, I did some reading, and then that night I filmed a memory plan with me, and all of the doodles with a little bit of foil are from the kit, and all of the doodles that don't have the foil are from White Deer Stationery. I was pretty consistent with what I used this week, which I typically am. I try and not pull from too many different shops while I'm picking out my doodle icons, just because that's how I store them. I store them like by shop, by category, except the foil icons are all mixed together, but most of my foil icon collection is from Crafts by Towie, but there's always a few other random things thrown in there. Anyway, on Thursday, now I read it. On Thursday, I had a big report published, and honestly, now I remember what was going on. So my little bit of work on Wednesday, but this is something that I do once per quarter for one of my clients, and this was the smoothest it ever went. So it felt so good to have that. The one before this had been a bit of a hot mess, like hustle to the end, kind of a finish late night, early morning, and this one just went so smooth. So that was a really nice feeling, and usually the like publishing day for this is such a scramble. This is like a huge document with like a lot of data that goes out, and this one was just it just was very smooth sailing, so that felt really good. And after it went live, I went to Lowe's and Home Depot, both of them, because we have been trying to get new shutters for our house, and shutters are like outdoor shutters, and shutters are very confusing because some of them are functional shutters and some of them are just decoration. And at first we thought we were going to just get the decoration ones, but then because of like the way our windows are, the functional ones are easier to install, but then those cost more, and it's a whole thing. So anyway, we're still working on it, but I went to like go see some of the non-functional ones in person, and then yeah, that's what I did on Thursday. And I did have my little one with me because she doesn't go to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but she was such a sport and we went to both of these places. And then we hung out and played outside for the rest of the afternoon, or the rest of the day when she wasn't napping. But anyway, I'm decorating out that pink square and adding in all of the floral elements the same way I did the other ones, or well, I guess I did them all a little bit differently, but I just cut down some of the florals and stacked it there. And I'm going to use that to mark that I finished another book this day. This one was called The Long Game. It's an romance novel by Rachel Reed. It's the most recent / seems last for now in a really amazing romance series that I absolutely love. It's one of my all-time faves, and I had heard about it from Samantha Plans and Reads over here on YouTube and Instagram, who has just the best for book recommendations. If you don't follow her already, you definitely should if you are a reader or if you like planner stickers, because she does a lot of planner stuff too. And yeah, anyway, it was really, really amazing, very enjoyable, and good to be back with characters that I loved. And then that afternoon, after we picked the kids up from school, we did water beads. I had set it up earlier in the day because they have to like marinate. It's just a kids like tactile thing if you don't know what it is, but they come in like these little teeny tiny beads, and then you let them soak in water for like a couple hours, and then they turn into like these like jelly pearls that the kids just absolutely love to play with. And they had been asking for a couple of days, and it was going to be nice on Thursday. It is an outside thing because it makes a huge mess. So we did that on Thursday. And then that night, like I said, we got takeout and watched TV. And I actually think we were watching Stranger Things at this point, although maybe not. No, we finished The Flight Attendant that night, which was so good. I actually loved season 2 of The Flight Attendant. Then on Friday, I had a big planning day. All my work was done, and I was trying to get my goals set up for the month of June. I pretty much did planner stuff kind of all day, and it was a really nice day. And I got all of my June goals set up, my monthly spreads finished, and all that stuff. And then I also did a little bit of party planning, a little bit more, getting ready for the end of the year, and then also packed up a bunch of stuff to take to the beach because we were going down this weekend for a long weekend, and we also leave a lot of clothes there. It's at my parents' beach house, and we just leave a lot of stuff there for the summer, so we were taking like a big run of clothes and supplies and all of that stuff down. And then that night we actually grilled pizza for dinner, and that's the last thing that I marked for the day. And I did just tuck some more flowers behind the square. I like to do that with the stuff that doesn't run the full width of the column. And then also I am putting in I'm about to put in, I think, some more florals, and then on some of the little corners I cut in half the mini sunbursts from Sadie stickers and kind of tucked that in. I think I'm going to swing back with that at the end. But anyway, I've done that a couple of times in the spreads and not mentioned that. So I did cut some of the sunbursts down in half so that they were like little corners of sunbeams. And I think that looks really pretty. And then the first thing that I marked on Saturday is we did a coffee run. We actually did a little bit more packing on Saturday morning before we left, but I didn't put that in. And then we headed down to the beach house. I wanted to mark having a beach day separately than like going to the beach, so I just kind of did. I ended up marking the beach twice because in addition to going to the beach this day, which I'm marking in that circle, that script is from Harriet Wright Designs, and I'm gonna tuck a bunch of florals and different stuff around there, including one of those cut up sunbursts that I was talking about before from Sadie's stickers. So then what I'm gonna mark next under that is that me and my big kid stayed at the beach late this day. She had a friend that she knew and remembered from last summer who kind of lives in the area, was at the beach, and we hadn't seen them since last year. So they were playing together and having such a good time. And we just, she doesn't nap. So I decided to stay late with her while my husband took the little ones home. And it was so nice and relaxing because she was like just playing with her friend and they were having a good time. And she's like a really good listener and not one you have to worry about wandering or anything like that. So I could really just relax. I sat on a beach chair. I read on the beach. It was so nice and relaxing. I'm so used to having to watch 3 kids at once, and also one that absolutely is gone in the blink of an eye, that like only having to watch one and probably my best, most mature listener was just very, very relaxing. So then I was like running out of little boxes at this point. So, and I didn't want to put another plain Pretty Pinko in this day. So I grabbed like the yellow flag, which was very decorative, and paired that with with the Pretty Pinko box to go ahead and mark something. And then I'm using the stethoscope. We had a little bit of chaos in the house around a little ouchie. Everyone is 100% fine, but there was just a very chaotic moment there for a minute. And then that night we had a big family barbecue that I marked at the bottom there. So then on Sunday, we got bagels and iced coffee, beach classic there. And that bagel is from White Deer Stationery, super, super cute. And then I grabbed a nice coffee sticker. It's a Starbucks one, and this was not from Starbucks, but I'm okay with it. So that is a midi box, and I did just grab a little bit of blue florals to pair with that. And then we went to the playground next. So I ended up putting down the Pretty Pinko box, but then moving it. I was just, again, I just had like not a lot of functional stuff left from the kit at this point, and I was just trying to like space all the colors and make sure I had enough stuff to make it through the rest of the day. Anyway, so I ended up using like the little floral, it's not like it's like a circle, but it's, I don't know what to call it, the little scallopy box, and using a slide from White Deer Stationery to mark that. And then my brother and I took the kids to the grocery store for an ice cream novelty run. They had wanted to get ice cream on the beach the day before, but the ice cream guy didn't come down like while we were there. So we told them we would get like novelties for after dinner that night. So we walked down with all the kids and did that. And then we also did go to the beach this day. We went a little bit later in the day than usual, but still had a really nice day and just had kind of like a very chill afternoon after that. And I did a little bit more reading, and then we barbecued again that night. So then that's the last thing that I'm going to put down. And I didn't have a sticker left to stick behind the Kindle, so I just did it with some florals, got a little creative there. I didn't have anything small enough to squeeze in that space, and I had just used a Pretty Pinko box above that. So then again, I just grabbed that last circle. I love these circles. They're so, so pretty, but they are quite large. It ends up being like a little bit bigger than a half box with like the decorations around it and everything, but they do look really, really pretty. So I did try and use them whenever I could squeeze them in. So I'm just finishing up those scripts. The Read and the BBQ are both from Scribble Prince Co. I absolutely love her scripts. They're all like really big and nice, but I don't buy rose gold from her because it's very, very pink. So I only have those in gold and silver. But this is a gold week, so I was using them. So I'm just going to finish up with like a little bit of extra decorations and then put my meals in for the week. So let me know in the comments below if you liked me talking more about the stickers or if you just prefer this to be full on story time. I have to tell some stories, but it was fun talking about the stickers and the sticker placement a little bit as well. And hopefully you enjoyed it too, but that is everything. Okay, that is everything all finished up. I absolutely love how this looks. I think it turned out so cute. So glad I was able to use so many of the florals. Let me show you what I have left from the kit. So I did use about half the icons. I would say a couple of the headers here and there, the bottom washi and some other pieces, almost all of the functional stuff. And I did use all of the full boxes except for two, since I did have the really long one for the sidebar there, which I did use all of except for the teeny section that I cut off at the top. Plus I used a bunch of other quarter boxes from the Pretty Pinko. So anyway, that is everything for today. So if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd love it if you would subscribe, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram at mycraftyplans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!